Good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of the Golfmonger Show. I'm your host, Brian Steff, and I am the Golfmonger, and I'm incredibly unprepared here at the mic right now, as I don't even have it in the right spot to start today. It's 4th of July week here. Saturday's the big day, Independence Day, and here in Myrtle Beach, life is absolutely crazy. I can tell it's the two biggest vacation weeks of the year. And let me tell you something. When it falls at the end of the week or the beginning of the week, especially or over the weekend like it is now, it kind of turns into 2 weeks.
Yeah, it does.
Like, because you got some folks that'll come in here this week and stay through the weekend, and go home on Sunday, and then you got other folks that are coming in today and tomorrow, and will stay through next week. So it's a doubly crazy time for us here in the golf capital of the world. But we're happy to be here. Sun's shining, birds are singing. It's a great day for golf. In fact, I think I'm going to get out and play golf.
Catfish are jumping?
Yeah, I think I'm going to play a little golf tomorrow.
Are you really?
I think I'm going to play a little hooky from work and tee it up a little bit. I haven't touched the sticks since we were at ING.
Let me look at my schedule.
Look at it, because I think we might need a fourth. I don't know. Anyway, summertime obviously went on early tee time, so it's not too hot, and humid. But now I'm looking forward to it. I haven't touched the sticks since Mission Inn, and then we've got the monthly Grand Strand Golf Directors Association outing next week. Our good friend Keith Stansell's hosting us down at Whispering Pines.
How about that? That's going to be good.
It should be good, and it's close to my office, so I like it. It's easy for me to get to. I go in to work a little bit, and then zip. It's practically across the street. It's awesome. So I'm excited. This week on the PGA Tour for the last 5 years has really excited me. It's the one stop the tour makes in my home state, at White Sulphur Springs in West by God, Virginia, at the Greenbrier, the Old White TPC Greenbrier Classic. Greenbrier is one of the oldest resorts on the in the country, definitely on the East Coast. It's a great place. You wouldn't think it would be where it is. It's tucked up in the mountains. White Sulphur Springs is kind of in the mid-eastern part of the state, and it's just fantastic. Great golf course. Very unique, par 70, because it's a 36-34. Both par 5s are on the back, and the 18th hole is a par 3.
Yeah, that is unique.
So you want to talk about fireworks on the back nine on Sunday.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you can't draw it up much better than that. Angel Cabrera is the defending champ, and good field, because a lot of guys, this is the last time they play before they head across the pond.
You think Tiger can win it?
No. and I know everybody first thing you're going to say is, "Oh, Brian, he shot 66 this morning." So what? It's 18 holes. It's 18 holes. Let's not get carried away.
Huh?
I mean, it's great. Everybody's super excited. The next thing you're going to read all evening and all day tomorrow is, "Oh, he's back. He's back." Okay, good. You guys can have your fun with that.
It's going to take more than that to convince you.
You guys can have your fun with that, and I'll take the over that he doesn't break 69 tomorrow.
That's pretty generous.
I'll take the over.
All right.
I mean, I had commented earlier in the week when people were talking about Tiger. I said, let's just see if he can make a cut first, and then we'll start talking about him. And just because he shot 66 today does not mean he's making the cut, because scores are low. I think last year's winner was at 16. He's 4 under. If he doesn't do anything, tomorrow, then what he did today means nothing. Is it good signs for him? Sure it is. It's a good sign for any golfer when they can go out and shoot 66. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you've been playing well. You go out and shoot 66 is a good round. So, you can't take that away from him. But, he's, 9 starts this year. He's only made 3 cuts.
Well,
I mean, come on.
Listen, dude, there's some things happening around him, though, that I think are playing into his game. I mean, there's a lot of rumors and even news reports on Fox and places like that about.
Hey, listen, he's back out catting around again.
About his his catting around.
He's doing what he did when he was winning before.
He's got that going.
Listen, 5 years ago when he started going downhill, the last thing I said, well, marriage killed him. He needs to still be out sleeping with strippers and other players' girlfriends. Yeah. I mean, it was what he needs to do.
And he's in West Virginia, man. Waffle House parking lot.
Listen, listen.
Yeah.
Don't knock.
There's some pickup points.
Don't knock West Virginia girls, man.
Hey, the laundromat.
Because you can knock them. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying. I grew up there. Trust me. Don't knock them until you try them. So, anyway, Good for him. That's all we're going to say. Bubba Watson wins the Travelers last week up at TPC River Highlands.
Yep.
Not surprising. You can say this about any golfer, but Bubba is definitely one of those guys that sounds stupid to say it this way, but if you're a golfer, you get my gist. He plays better on the courses that he likes.
Yep.
But dramatically better. Or maybe I should say he plays dramatically worse on the courses that he doesn't. Well, I guess it's probably better in Bubba's case to say it that way.
Yeah.
I mean, my argument over, Tiger with his 70-some-odd wins, 36 of them would come on the same 5 courses.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, a win is a win, but to me, it's less impressive when over half your wins come on a small number of courses. He didn't spread the love. It's a little less impressive to me, the number of wins when over half of them have come on 5 courses. Bubba's at 8 wins, and he said when he started his career, his goal was 10. He felt and when he was asked why, I love the answer. He goes, because 10 sounds better than 9. At least it's double digits. And he followed that up with saying, as good as the young guys are coming up on tour, he strongly believes that if you can, because the talent pool is so deep, if you can get to 10 in your career nowadays on the PGA Tour, you've really done something.
Yeah.
Because of how deep the water is. And I don't think I disagree with him. I mean, we've talked. How many times have we said on here it's the best time competitively ever in the history of the PGA Tour?
It is. There's no question about it.
The deepness and the amount of talent on the tour is
breadth,
better
absolutely
than it ever has been.
Yeah.
From top to bottom. So I don't think I disagree with him. I think, you get 10 wins. I think you're pretty. The only person to win more than Bubba has in the last 6 or 7 years is Rory. Bubba's 8 wins. He's number 2. I think it's in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Because I started thinking about the numbers, and I'm like, wait a minute. Dustin wins at least one tournament every year, but that's stretching back further.
Yeah.
You're talking 7, 8 years with him. I think the number was the last 5 years or 6 years. Bubba's won more, including 2 majors.
Yeah.
The Masters twice. So
one guy that may change things up is Spieth. I mean, that dude's got the potential to.
He's going to win 30, 40, 50 times, without question. But I'm just saying, for your average PGA Tour player, is that the way to say it?
I guess so.
If you want to be better than average, 10 might become an accomplishment.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, think about guys that you talk about how great they are and how great golfers they are. A perfect example, and which is why he was on the overrated list. Talk about how great everybody thinks Ricky Fowler is as a player.
Yeah.
The fans. He's won twice.
Yeah.
Twice. 2010, he won, what was it, the Zurich, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Players this year. That's it. We're just talking about him as a top 15 player in the world. He's only won twice.
Yeah. He's finished second a bunch.
He has, but but winning's winning.
Winning's winning.
Right?
Yeah. Greatness is still defined in that manner.
Individual sports in a sport like golf is the one thing where you can still be considered top of the line without winning. Without piling up a ton of wins.
Yeah.
I think. Because I think there's a lot of guys out there that if I throw names out, you're going to think they're great golfers over their careers. But if you look at the total number of wins, you'd be shocked how many times they actually won. I don't have any of those numbers in front of me, and that's probably – I'll make a note of that. We're going to do a total show that one time. I'm just going to bang out some players' names that – guys like Davis Love, Fred Couples, Paul Azinger, the guys like that. You throw out – you think those are great players over the years. I promise you, all 4 or 5 of those guys added up, they didn't win as many as Phil Mickelson has by himself.
Yeah.
Phil's won, 40-some tournaments, some in that neighborhood? He hasn't the 50 yet. Those guys added together, I guarantee they didn't win as many as he has. But you would think their number would be 100 if you had them all together, but they're not. But that generation, right, you're talking about those guys when I was, as a teenager in my 20s, they were the guys that, they were the big names, Freddie was going to be the greatest thing. He won the Masters in 92, and heck, he was going to win it 10 times, wasn't he? Marriage problems and back problems, and he's won 12, 15 times, maybe. He's in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
So what Bubba's saying is not definitely far from offline. I believe. I think he's right on.
Yeah, I agree.
I really think he is. That being said, I'm still not sure if he's ever going to win a major outside of Augusta. Unless they run across a course that he just loves. Then he's got a chance, because if it's not a course he loves, he's so, for as great as skilled as he is, I don't think we said this on the air, but I was talking to somebody about it right after he won the Travelers. I think he's about the weakest-minded golfer on tour.
I see what you mean.
Compared to the talent level.
Yeah.
I mean, the smallest thing throws him off his game.
Yeah. If he gets a distraction in his brain, he's done.
He's done.
Yeah.
If he thinks he doesn't like the way the grass is growing on the course, he's done. Hell, a couple of years ago, he dropped out because of his allergies.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously? As someone who's got allergies, really? You're going to stop?
Yeah.
No, that's the excuse he gave. He also shot 82 that day.
Yeah.
But that was the excuse he gave. Well, his allergies are bothering him. I need to quit playing. Come on. Take a Zyrtec, Allegra D, and get your ass back out on the course and play. I don't know what to I mean, seriously. But I would venture, on the surface, it looks like he's the weakest-minded, great player on tour.
Yeah.
So that's why I say, unless he runs into a venue that he likes, he doesn't win. He doesn't have a chance.
You see the mental factor come into play with a lot of golfers, but you're right. With Bubba, it's not just on the last day, or the press or pressure. You can see it happening. I mean, once it starts, he doesn't correct it.
But you can also see it once he's got it going.
Yeah, that's true.
You can
like
see see the strut in his walk down the fairway.
Yeah.
You can see the confidence in his swing. You can see the look on his face.
And talk about his swing for a minute.
I can't.
It's
because it's all over the place.
It's the weirdest thing in the world,
and
man. It doesn't fit anything.
No, you can tell. By the way, we've all heard the story. He's never had a lesson.
Yeah.
Just watch him swing. You could tell.
Yeah, yeah. That is not a textbook.
No one's
golf
taught
swing.
that. Nobody taught that swing.
Yeah.
Him and Jim Furyk. Nobody taught those swings.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, he swings it different almost every time.
Yeah, he's got a different swing for every situation.
And he's never hit a straight ball in his life, I don't think.
Yeah.
And obviously it works for him. He's won the Masters twice. He's got 8 wins on tour. He's up there in the world rankings, and this is where you're at when we're knocking him for his mental game, but he's still one of the best players in the world. The point I'm trying to make is, if he ever got it right and stopped worrying about the little things and let little things bother him, how much more could he win?
Yeah.
I don't want to say how much better could he be, because the talent is there. It's just how much more could he win if he kept his head right.
Yeah.
Because there shouldn't be any golf course that should scare him. He can hit every shot. He can bend the ball in any direction he wants to. So there shouldn't be a course. It's almost like when he says a course doesn't fit his eye. I'm like, why?
Yeah. Which one?
I mean, obviously he prefers the cut.
Yeah.
I mean, that's his go-to.
Yeah.
That's his favorite.
And he's got about 8 of those.
But he's got 8 different versions, and of those 8 different versions, there's 10 different versions of those 8 different versions.
Yeah.
So, the draw isn't his strong suit, but I've seen him do it. I mean, hell, that's how he won the Masters the first time, right? Playing that big old hook out of the trees. So so when he says this course doesn't suit my eye, it's almost like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
You would think that he, of all people, would be able to play anywhere. But so that being said, which is why he kind of proves my point for me, that he's not the strongest up top.
Yep.
And let's face it, golf, it's a mental game. Down to the amateurs, it's a mental game. I got a buddy that hasn't beat when we're playing stroke play, he hasn't beat me in about 10 years. If it's close, when we get to the 16th tee, because one time 10 years ago, he had about a 7-stroke lead on me going into 16, and he had a meltdown, and I beat him. I didn't do anything. It's not like I didn't finish birdie to win. Trust me.
Yeah.
But he had a meltdown. I mean, there was a snowman and a something another and an X. I think he just lost it for 3 holes. Like he forgot how to play golf. And since that day, I just start chirping a little bit.
Not you.
Right, yeah. And I swear to God.
I can't imagine.
I swear to God.
Yeah.
He hasn't beat me.
Yeah.
Unless I'm playing terrible, But I mean, all things being equal, if we're in a decent match, even if he's up a bit, all I got to do is start chirping at about the 12th hole, that 16's coming, and it gets in his head. And I swear to God, I have come back on the last 3 holes on him more times because it's mental. It's in his kitchen now.
Yeah.
He's even gone to where we make tee time. He's gone and requested we tee off on 10. So maybe playing 7, 8, 9 last wouldn't affect him.
Yeah.
Doesn't help. It's the last 3 holes. Like, you can call them, the number on the scorecard can say what it wants. It's the last 3 holes. So golf is a mental game. Even at any level, amateur, professional, and the pressure is what you put on yourself. Some guys thrive under the pressure.
Yeah.
And those are the guys who win more. I mean, unfortunately, and I've read a lot of things and heard a lot of opinions on what happened to Dustin a couple of weeks ago at the U.S. Open with that 3-putt on 18. And I said it a couple of weeks ago with Jeff Dio on his Fantasy Golf TV show. That's not where Dustin lost the U.S. Open. It's easy to look at the end.
Yeah.
But he missed 6 putts on the back 9 inside of 14 feet.
Yeah.
I mean, all he's got to do is make one of those, and he's not even in the situation. And the 3-putt wins. The 3-putt ties him already.
I like the guy. I mean, and I see his talent, understand his talent. I am not a big Dustin fan.
Well, here's the thing.
I can't help it.
And that's fine. And you don't have to be.
Yeah.
I love to watch a guy hit a golf ball. That's why I'm a fan.
I like
it's
that's
absurd
great.
the way he hits a golf ball.
Yeah.
And how easy it looks when he's swinging.
But something that made my point was when Jason Day asked him, "Man, do you want me to pick it up?" And when Mark went, "Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know, dude."
I could not believe that.
Come on, man.
Hey, man, whatever you want. I don't really care. And Jason Day asked him again because you see the look on his face. It was almost like he didn't believe.
Like, what?
He was like, "What? Wait, you don't care?"
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do, man. That's like me and you playing.
Yeah.
You're like, "Hey, B, you want me to finish out?" I don't care. Whatever.
Yeah.
Pick it up for all you want. Pick it up for all you want. I don't care.
It's just U.S. Open, right?
Yeah. If you want, put it in your pocket. I don't care. I mean, you got to have an opinion in that part.
And I've heard every excuse in the world that it didn't matter to him and all that. Wait a minute. Let me tell you something. You don't get a chance to win the U.S. Open every
year. Even every year.
Yeah.
Now, and here's the thing. He may not, and you can say, well, maybe it didn't matter to him because he was so focused on his own putt he didn't care.
Yeah.
What Jason Day did, whether he missed it or made it or he didn't even want to care about reading the break because he didn't want to mess with what he already thought was happening. And I don't know. I don't know how to take that other than it seemed odd to me.
Yeah.
You either say, no, market, let me putt. Or yes, go ahead and putt out.
Gotta be definitive.
As you're squatted over, marking your ball, starting to already think about what you got to do. You don't go, whatever, man.
Yeah.
That's something you and I do.
Yeah.
That's not something you do when you're standing on the 72nd hole with a 1 putt to win, 2 putt to go to play Monday in 18 holes of playoff. But that's not where he lost it. You can say what you want. It's just like any sporting event. A guy missed a shot at the end of the game that could have won. Yeah. They played for 40 minutes.
Basketball is a perfect example.
They played for 48 minutes.
Three-pointer at the buzzer. Lost the game.
Well, the kicker misses a field goal attempt in a minute to go from 48 yards, and they blame the kicker. Yeah. How about the 59 minutes and 58 seconds you played before he kicked that your team had how many chances to do something better? Stop the other team from scoring or get another first down or get a touchdown earlier in the game when you kicked the field goal and you wouldn't even been in that. It's easy to blame the very end of the game, or the very end of the round or whatever, and say the pressure got to him. But clearly, in Dustin's situation, he lost the U.S. Open by missing putts earlier in the day.
Yep.
That just looked like a choke job at the end.
Yeah.
But he lost the Open earlier in the day when he couldn't make a putt.
Yeah.
Now, and the reason I say that is if he would have been putting normal or better than average or making a few putts, and that was the reason he was in that spot, and then he misses, then he choked.
Yeah.
But he was missing putts all day.
But if when the word "if" is inserted,
if some butts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas.
That's exactly right. You'd have to include if Louis Oosthuizen had played with somebody else on day one.
Good Lord, yeah. If he didn't watch the train wreck that was Tiger Woods and Ricky Fowler on the first day and get caught up in that madness, yeah. I mean, if he could have played by himself, Hell, he could have played with me and you.
Yeah.
Because we'd at least made him laugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he'd have gotten a kick out of it.
Anybody.
He would have been entertained.
Anybody but those two. I mean,
Yeah.
unfortunately, he had to play with that train wreck on the first day.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that's the guy you got to feel.
So who you picking, man?
This week?
Yeah.
I like Bill Haas this week.
Do you?
Or Webb Simpson. The Greenbrier is one of those ones because it's a fairly easy par 70. It's one of the easier par 70s on the circuit. Really brings a lot of people into play. If you think about who's won it over the last years, Scott Stallings, Ted Potter Jr.
Yep.
won it a couple years ago. We haven't even heard his name since.
Yeah.
Angel Cabrera won it last year in his very first appearance ever playing there.
Yeah.
They've been playing it for 5 years, and I think it's becoming a staple. And I don't think it's ever going anywhere. I think they'll be playing the Greenbrier 30 years from now at the old white TPC there. I really think they will, but because it gets guys on the East Coast, and they're close to DC, they're close to airports that they can hop on and fly out of to head to the Open Championship, if they're not going on to the John Deere next week. Which has the charter waiting for the guys at the end of the round to send them over to Europe. But as much as I say that's who I like, when I was picking my fantasy team this week, it was almost like closing my eyes and throwing darts.
I struggled. I couldn't. I've changed it over and over and over, and finally I just said, "The hell with
I had
it."
about 28 guys picked.
Yeah.
I really did. But in the last 3 days. And I changed it, and I changed it, and I changed it. And I changed it one more time before I went to bed last night. And the only thing I did this morning was shuffle who I started. I didn't change any players. I just shuffled my starting order. And I haven't even looked at it today. I was so irritated. I came so close to winning last week. And I finished second for the segment. You know what? That gets me.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming. See, I picked Webb Simpson. He shot one over today. All right, as I say, I like him. I started him instead of Bill Haas. Bill Haas is 2 under after 3.
I started him instead of Steve Stricker.
But I started Paul Casey, Kevin Kisner, and Brendan Todd, and respectively, they finished 4 under, 3 under, and 5 under today. So the only person over par on my team was one of the guys I started today. Thanks for playing. And I'm going to kick myself because Bill Haas is 2 under after 3. He's probably going to shoot 64 today. But pretty good shape so far. Pretty like where I'm at. Who'd you like this week? Because I missed out on Tuesday's show.
Well, I threw your buddy Jeff Deal for a loop. He says, "Who do you think could come out of this and be a contender?" And I said, "Sangmoon Bay." He goes, "What?"
Is he still not running from the South Korean Army?
Not yet. But I got Webb Simpson in out of the A group, and he's +1. I had Stricker as the backup. He'll be in tomorrow. Stricker's -1. George McNeil, he started. He's 3 under.
He got a hole in one on the 18th hole today.
Did he? Kistner's 3 under.
Yep.
I had Patrick Rogers on the bench. He's 2 under, and Kevin Strillman on the bench is 3 under. And in that fourth group, I have Tony Finau on the bench behind Sangmoon Bay, and they're both 2 under. So I'll probably just leave Sangmoon Bay.
I had Brendan Todd and David Lingmerth, and Todd shot 5 under, and Lingmerth was on the bench
The
at 3
only
under.
change I'm making is I'm putting Stricker. I'm starting Stricker over Simpson.
Here's the crazy thing: I might play Webb again tomorrow. Depends on what Haas does.
See, now you're going to cause me to have to second guess.
If Haas goes crazy low today, well, I'll be irritated. But it's hard to do that 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
And Webb is a horse for the course. I mean, he's got like 4 top 20s here, like 3 top 10s. So
I took him out for tomorrow. I don't care.
I haven't changed it yet. I'll do that later today.
Yeah.
But speaking of getting ready and staying on the East Coast and getting ready for the Open Championship, St. Andrews coming up in a couple of weeks, and the water's getting muddier for who you think are the favorites.
Yeah. Hey, and I'll tell you what, we're also Monday. We're adjusting our schedule some next week because Shannon and I are going out of town to cover that Tennessee State Long Drive thing.
Right.
So Monday we're going to do our beginning coverage for the Open by doing the hole by hole at St. Andrews.
Oh, nice.
So we're going to do our normal golf wrap show, and then we're going to do St. Andrews hole by hole.
This coming Monday?
This coming Monday, yeah. So we'll be doing that at about 10:30 or so
Nice.
Monday morning.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then we'll do a little preview next week. I'll bust out our picks.
I need to adjust your schedule
That's fine.
next week too. By the way,
That's fine. Just let me know.
I'm leaving Wednesday afternoon.
I'll make it happen. Captain. But and then we're gonna do a breakfast with at St. Andrews.
Absolutely.
Coverage.
Man.
We got to get in here. We got to get in here early.
Yeah, absolutely. I love doing that, man.
Like we did for the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I missed out on the Open.
That was cool, man.
I was traveling back from Charlotte.
The Open Championship was the most expensive show we've ever produced.
The U.S. Open?
In terms of, we buy the bandwidth that it takes to host the listenership, and we had listenership from 23 countries.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And the Open Championship will probably be bigger.
I think it will.
It will be.
I think it will.
I won't miss that one. I'll be here for sure. So.
Yeah, well, we have some Bloody Marys for you, man.
Yeah. Skip the Bloody Mary part and just go straight to the whiskey.
Yeah.
No, that'll be fun. But yeah, the Greenbrier is a fun one to watch. Yep. If you catch it on TV, you get to see, the ups and downs, the playing in the mountains there in White Sulphur Springs in West Virginia, and it's gorgeous country. I'm glad to be from there. I don't miss the winters.
Yeah, looks like home to me too. It's just like where I'm from.
It's like Tennessee. Yeah. It's fun. I enjoy watching it. One of these days, I want to go there for the tournament.
Oh, I'd love to do that.
I haven't, and I'd like to go there and check it out. But keep your eyes out for you want to talk about. I think I like long shot, wild card. Brendan Todd. I like it. That's where I'm going with that one. You probably got Tony Finau.
Yeah.
Because I almost took him again this week.
Yeah.
But after taking him at the Open, and then last week at Travelers, I had to give him the horse arrest.
Yep.
3 in a row is tough to take somebody.
Yep.
We're out of time. Thanks for everything, Jeff, pushing the buttons, keep me on
it.
the air back there. I love it. TGD Radio and TV are produced and broadcast by the Zeus Radio Network for thegolfdirector.com. When you're visiting the Golf Director, be sure to check out our featured golf course pages. You'll find all the up-to-date information about course conditions, specials. If you need anything more than that, hashtag just call Dave. That's right. Hit up our big guy Dave in the back. He knows everything there is to know about the courses here in Myrtle Beach. Call him at 844-464-6531.
Especially the rough bunkers and water.
Yeah, where not to hit the ball. All the Golf Director programming is archived for listening and viewing on demand. If you want to catch up on a show you might have missed, just click on the TGD Radio and TGD TV tabs in the menu at thegolfdirector.com. We're now available on over 1 billion devices: iTunes, Audio Realm, TuneIn, YouTube, Ustream, Roku, Blueberry, and the Myrtle Beach Golf app. This has been the Golfmonger Show. I'm your host, Brian Steffen. I am the Golfmonger. Follow me on Twitter at Golfmonger and us here at the Golf Director. There's more great GolfDirector.com news and information coming up next, so keep it in the short grass, and happy 4th, everyone.